Hello everyone, my name is Kelvin, and in this video I'll be showing you how to make a plant pot out of plastic. The reason I'm using plastic as the material is because 1. It's reducing trash and we're also recycling. 2. It's cheap and it barely costs anything, and the items we're using is usually around our house, so it's a good way to sort out our house and things that we don't need, like plastic bottles and so on. Okay, so here are the items that we need. A plastic bottle, scissors, and rope, or maybe shoelace. Preferably something that could absorb water, and it's pretty long. Step 1. Grab the plastic bottle and scissors, then use the scissors or cutter to cut the top part of the bottle, like shown in the video. Step 2. Grab the cap and start making a hole using the scissors, but the hole must not be too big, but big enough so the rope can go through, like shown in the video. Step 3 is screwing the cap to the top section of the bottle, and then put the rope through the hole, then insert the top section to the bottom section of the bottle, like shown in the video. So after finishing all 3 steps, you can start putting water at the bottom section of the bottle, and then put soil and your plant at the top section of the bottle. This is a picture of what I did. You guys might be confused why we're using rope or why is there 2 sections, so I'm going to explain it. The reason there's 2 sections is that so the bottom section is the place where we put water, while the top section is the place where we put the plant. The reason I use a rope is because since I want to pour the water up here so the soil will keep on being hydrated. So I need a medium to put it there. So I use a rope. Since the rope can absorb the water, the absorbed water will slowly go up and reach the soil. And I hope that the water in the rope will be enough to hydrate the soil. So by making this video, I learned a lot of things. One of them is how important biblical Christian worldview is. In a source, I found the meaning of worldview. It means that it's the way a person sees and understands everything in nature and his life. So we as Christians must see everything and what happens in God's eyes. We must view the world like this happens because we believe that God exists, and so our beliefs will determine and shape our worldview. That's why seeing the world with a biblical Christian worldview perspective is very important. And whatever we do, we must do it for God and God only, just like what is written in Colossians 3 verse 23. Because the biblical Christian worldview can expand our thinking so that we can see things with different perspectives that are suitable and pleasing to God. The impact that can occur if we don't see the world with the biblical Christian worldview is that we will have a narrow thinking, or we become a narrow-minded person, which results in lack of knowledge because we don't want to expand our search of particular things. We just want to stay in our comfort zone. And by having lack of knowledge, there will be a possibility where we won't know what's bad or right. Not knowing what's bad or right is a very bad condition, because that means it makes us very easily tempted to sin, and we know that God does not like sin in the slightest, because any sin, even though it's big or small, it's the same in God's eyes. That's why we must try to see the world using biblical Christian worldview, because God gave us all opportunities. It's just who wants to accept the opportunity and who rejects it. There's a quote: so a Christian will think in terms of Christian faith and form a Christian philosophy. When we have formed a Christian philosophy and we live only by God's name, it means that we have already seen the world with the biblical Christian worldview concept. So from the Trash the Cast video, I learned how important recycling is and how important using biblical Christian worldview concept in our lives for our perspective, because the biblical Christian worldview concept, it can really make us broaden our views on stuff and how we react to certain things and so on. And while doing this project, I also realized how much trash there is in my house, and I don't think I could imagine if all of the trash in the world could be placed in one place. And by realizing this, I realized that it's actually a really big problem if the trash keeps on growing, and if we don't do something, it's going to be a very big problem in the future. With that, I also realized the responsibility that we as humans must do, and just start by simple things: cleaning up the trash, start recycling, separating the trash from reusable and non-usable, put the trash in the place where it's supposed to be, just like what is written in Genesis 1 verse 28, because God told us to take care of all of His creations, including us. With that, if the trash keeps on increasing, one, the habitat and environment that we have in Earth will start to be damaged and destroyed. Two, if the habitat is damaged, the animals, the plants, even us could go extinct, and we could also be fatally damaged or injured, because there's no place for us to live. And three, there would be less land for humans and animals, because if the trash keeps on piling, there will be a place where we need to put the trash, and if we don't stop the piling of trash, it's just going to take up more space and decrease our land to put things in there that is more useful than trash storage. And there's also other reason than these trees. With this, we can know our responsibility and how we show trust in God for doing the responsibility as is written in Colossians 3 verse 23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. That is why for the biblical Christian worldview concept, I choose universe belongs to God, worshipful expression, and wonderfully made. And I hope this video was useful. Thank you for watching. God bless you.